YouTubers, and welcome to part 39. Usual thank yous to my subscribers. We're back in Cobar. We finished on... we left the Carbo station on Sunday. So we're back in Cobar. We're just going to spend a few days here. And then I'll be on to the organiser. And we'll be moving out to a station about 80k down the road in a town called Hermedale. We're going to go down there and give some people, some farmers, a bit of a hand. And it sounds like we'll be operating a bit of machinery, so that should be good for a laugh. What else has been happening? Not much. A little bit of rain. Spitting, nothing really worth talking about. Red dust. I'm going to start off, you'll see just a short little bit of video under the bonnet of Ozzie. It's red with dust. It's just unbelievable. And I tell you what, the interior isn't much better. Reason being, towing it behind the great white elephant up the dirt road, of course, all the dust off the elephant goes straight into little Zooks. Even with the recirculating air on and all of that, she's still got full of dust. So I've got a real detailed job coming up when I get home. Not much point in cleaning it now because it's only going to get filthy again. But having said that, got a bit in the van. Jaco didn't seal it up too well, so there's a warning for travellers with caravans and that going on these red dusty roads. You are going to get dust in them, but it's all part of the fun. What else has been happening? No, not much else. All right, well, let's get back into this. Now that we've got some internet service, we'll also be bringing back our successful Australian introduction segment. Only short, but now we can get some information, we can bring that back. But yeah, other than that, all right, guys, let's get on with part 39. Well, guys, as the sign said, this is the Mount Grenfell Conservation Park. You drive west from Cobar about 35 kilometres or so, I think it was, and then you turn right at the sign, and then it's about another 30 kilometres down a dirt road. Well worth the drive. The whole area is very significant from an Aboriginal perspective. Basically, it's cave rock paintings, that sort of thing. But yeah, they're incredible. I mean, I guess it's the usual Aboriginal thing. They depict, I guess, what food was in the area. There's little pictures of people, so maybe that's to do with what tribe. You can even see they spray over their hand. They use their mouth as like a spray gun. They spray over their hand, but one of the hands, or a few of the hands, are just that small. They must be the hands of a child. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see. It is protected with wire fencing. Number one, obviously, to keep the humans out. Because of what we are, we will deface it. Number two, to keep the animals out, because they tend to rub and scratch themselves against the rocks, and they would wear off the paintings. The other thing that they also do is they put a strip of silicon along the roof of the cave, and what happens is, as the water runs down when it rains, it hits the silicon and that creates a drip line, and the water drips off there rather than running down and washing off the paintings once again. So obviously they're very delicate. The paint is made just from ground stone in the area, and they mix it up with water into a sort of a paint. But yeah, nice little spot. There's a bit of a creek running through the middle and that. And, there was probably, if things were good, rain-wise, there's probably, a good bit of food and the odd kangaroo and that hanging around, or emu for dinner, It's also a bit of a water hole coming up towards the end that looks like it would retain water for a while. So, yeah, interesting spot. If you're out this way, it's really well worth a look. Good news here, guys. First time out in the station with John. The previous day it got quite a lot of rain, so we're out checking the levels. I was a day late getting out here because the driveway would have been shut because it was flooded over. So yeah, they got a good bit of rain. How much, John?
25 millimetres there.
25 mil? Good stuff.
There. Another 25 there.
Good stuff, mate.
Yeah. So we've had about the same, eh? 50.
About 50 mil, John.
51, 2, 3, 6, 55, 6, 56 mil.
56 mil. Budger is a sheep station, guys. Just about 10k out of Hermidale in New South Wales, central New South Wales. I think John said he's got about 500 to 800 head of sheep. Got a bit of water, as you saw, but still no feed, and all this has got to be ploughed and sowed. So there's the work. One of my first jobs here, guys, was to put up this bloody shed, which is fine. I've done these before, and they can be a bit of a nightmare. But as long as you got the instructions, you're all right. There was only one problem. I didn't have the instructions and no one could find them. So it took a little bit of mucking around and work out which panel had to go where and which bracket had to go where, and bit of stuffing around, but we finally got there in the end, and we got something there that looks like a shed. There's only one problem. Whoever poured the slab didn't measure it properly. And of course the shed doesn't fit the slab, so there's a little bit of concrete and work to be done. But yeah, that won't be my problem. My job was just to get the shed standing up, which I've done, so yeah, that's all good. .903 Cummins tubers. It's an old one.
what, tubers, you know me, I love these toys, and have a look at this D7 that belongs to John. What a beauty. It's still a bit wet, as you can see, so he doesn't want to take it out for obvious reasons. But yeah, what a ripper. I love this sort of stuff. It's got a pony motor or a donkey motor, whatever they call them. You start up this little engine and hit a clutch or a lever or something. That's probably it there, one of them ones. And that hooks it up to the main engine, and that gets the main engine started. So that's your starter motor right there. Tuber's a Massey Ferguson. Looks like some sort of harvester or bloody something. I don't know, I'm not a farmer, as you know. Doesn't look like it's been used in a while. There's probably something wrong with it, but what a machine. I mean, look at the way these machines are set up, you know. It's all these belts and bloody pulleys and crap. Like, one little thing goes wrong and that's your day's farming done, I suppose. But you'd want to be a pretty good mechanic, you know, sort of to keep all this stuff going, I reckon. It's yeah, what a beauty. Hey, sheepo.
Interesting combination. Tubers, a 4x4 dog box Acco. I know the army had them, but not sitting up as high as this thing. Yeah, it's a very rare combination.
Just looking around John's place, guys, and yeah, I mean, it's a big place. And everywhere you go, well, not everywhere, there's bits of machinery, you know, ploughs and stuff like that sitting around. Don't know if they're goers or not. This thing looks all right. Don't ask me what it does, but yeah, some pretty angry looking teeth on those things, I tell you. So I reckon that'd rip shit out of whatever it's going through, that's for sure. Tubers, this is what's known as an air seeder, and I've been working on this bloody thing all day, taping up all these hoses and checking that they're all right. The seed comes down them and goes into the plough there, and then these back wheels roll it all in. So I've had to pump up every one of these wheels, replace a few bearings, this and that, because this hasn't been used for about 3 years. So John's going to be seeding in a couple of weeks, he reckons, so he needs to use this. So we've been getting this all back in order, so she's just about done now. But yeah, that's an air seeder. You fill that and pull it along with the tractor. Just doing a bit of fencing here, tubers. We've strung out some barbed wire, as you can probably just make out. There's probably about a, I don't know, 400 metre run from right up there back down to there roughly. We're going along there, we're pushing in the star pickets, so I'm putting them in the ground to start them, following the line, and John pushes them in with the loader. Then we put the barbed wire up and the other stuff, and that's it. Tubers, these are good star pickets. I haven't seen these. That little cam there, if I get it into focus, you just slot the wire in that little gap there, sort of there, and the wire drops in and down and automatically locks itself in. How bloody easy is that? There's only one thing making it hard out here, and that is the flies, and they are relentless. There is millions of them. Well, tubers, we're getting there with the fence. We've just rolled out all of this stuff. I think it's called clip lock. we tensioned it with the loader. We attached a chain to it and a clamp, pulled it with the loader and tied it off. So now we just got to clip it all into the star pickets, and there we have a fence. And there we have it, tubers. That's basically the first bloody wire fence I've ever done, and I'll tell you, it's going to be the last one. What a bastard of a job, but anyway, it looks pretty straight.
G'day guys, and welcome to Successful Australian Introductions. This time we're going to talk about everybody's favourite and a real success story, the cane toad. First bought here in 1935 and released to control the native Australian cane beetle. These little critters ate everything but the worst thing about them is they are toxic, and our native animals, lizards, so on and so on, will actually kill them and eat them and promptly die. Plus, they have to eat, and they're going to eat all the little insects and that our lovely little native stuff wants. Have no hesitations about removing them as you can. But rotten introduction, highly unsuccessful. Can you think of any more successful Australian introductions? I bet you can.
Hey, Mr. Goanna.
Always, Trevor, I believe it's just who you are. We still love you nonetheless.
Get out of the way of me shot, you silly old bugger.
The demons joined in and looked something like this.
Well, tubers, that's about part 39. been at, what are we, Budgery Station about, a week now. Today's Sunday, 15th. Yeah, it's been good fun so far. Different sort of work. Bit of fencing, as you saw, bit more machinery work. But yeah, it's been good. Helen and John have been fantastic. As I say, it's a sheep station here. It's not cattle. So I'm learning a little bit about sheep as we go. But yeah, it's been good. So we're going to stay here another week and give John a hand, and then we'll probably move down to, or I'll move down to a little town called Ningen. And from there, I don't know if I'm going to go to another station or start heading home. We're going out to do a bit of shooting tonight, so you never know your luck. I might have something to show you tomorrow. But yeah, take care, guys. Thank you to my subscribers and the usual people, whoever they are. They know who they are. And yeah, we'll see you in part 40, guys. Have fun.